Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square here with T-Square Talks. Hope everybody's having a great day and a great Easter. Well, actually, I guess Easter's over. I'm actually filming this late on Sunday night. So hope everybody is having a great Monday, and I hope everybody has a great week. So people probably wonder, why are we looking at rice, beans, and macaroni and cheese? So it's interesting. I was actually reading through all the comments. I saw a new subscriber in the comments, Hawaiian Prepper, and it got me thinking. You know what? We haven't talked about this in a little while. I actually ended up prepping up a bunch of stuff this weekend because I'm a firm believer that having stuff on hand is a great way to save money. Buying in bulk at Sam's Club, Costco, learning how to use what you have, know how to rotate your stuff, and essentially you save money. And that money that you save can essentially buy you more silver, more gold. You can put it away. I know someone might correct me when I say save you money to buy gold and silver, because they might say gold and silver is money. And you are 100% correct in thinking that. But the majority of people out there don't really understand that yet. So when I say the word money, you guys know that, yes, I understand gold and silver is money, but the average everyday person that's probably new to this thinks of money as paper fiat currency. And that's why it's important, I think, that we get messages like this out to other people. So if you would, help me out, share the video, definitely hit that thumbs up button. It really helps out the channel. I love starting my day out and getting a lot of thumbs up. And leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts, because I read every comment, or at least I try to, and I use a lot of them as videos. So the rice, the beans, and the pasta, the reason that that's out, I spent my weekend packaging up a lot of this type of stuff, only because it's getting hotter, it's getting summer, a lot of deals out there on food still. I know everything's going up at the grocery store. However, you take something like a bag of rice that maybe cost $1.50 for a 1 pound bag of rice. It's nice when you can just go to Sam's Club and buy a 20-pound bag for, or I'm sorry, a 50-pound bag for about, $18. You're not going to use it all. I have people that know me and laugh at me for buying 50-pound bags of rice and 50-pound bags of beans. And they're like, what a waste. You can't eat all that. And in a way, they're probably right. I don't eat all of it right now. I usually, when I get a package, I will Mylar bag it. And I'll be honest, I don't always do the best job rotating when it comes to beans and rice, even pasta, because I package it up properly. And then on top of that, I put it in 5-gallon food grade buckets, and I will store it away. And when times do get tough, whether that be just inflation or some crazy event, I know that I'm going to have extra food on hand. A lot of people think that stacking or prepping, you're just, they're crazies, they're waiting for the end of the world. But the truth of the matter is, it's a lifestyle that saves you money, I believe. And if you do it properly, it does literally save you money. I've seen people do it improperly, and they'll just buy a couple cases of macaroni and cheese, and they're thinking, it's cheap, it's still 2 boxes for $1 maybe, or 99 cents a box, depending on where you are. And they just throw the money, and then they throw it up on a shelf somewhere. And then before you know it, they get little bugs, little mites. Same with rice. They might get the weebles, or, flowers. They might get the little mites. But if you preserve it properly, it's going to save you money. And I think that it's inevitable that we're going to see prices on everything really start to continue to climb higher and higher. I know a lot of people are still out there waiting for a big correction or a big dip, and it's a possibility it may come. But when it comes to food, everyday food where people need it, I'm not convinced that food is going to drastically come down in price. Do I think gold and silver could take a temporary correction? Of course. I mean, people will take profits. It's paper profits, I believe, that they're taking. It's not physical. The average person that's buying physical is probably just going to hold their metal no matter what. Because most people, not all people, but most people understand, the first thing you need to do when you're starting prepping is, or stacking, pay off your bills. If you've got a lot of bills built up, pay them off. I actually was reading a comment a little while ago. It said, first thing you need to do, everybody needs to do is pay off their bills. Why? Because interest will eat you up, and it literally will. After that, put away a little money for an emergency fund. I'm not super good about this only because I have a network of people already in place that if any one of us needs money for an emergency, it would not be difficult for me to take that 1 ounce gold coin that you see in the center of the screen and go to one of them and say, hey, you spot me 24, 23, whatever it is for that coin, and they would usually do it. And then I can buy it back off them within a reasonable, if it's a few weeks time. And in some cases, they would love it if I say, I'll tell you what, how you feel about keeping it. Heck yeah, they'd rather just buy it than keep it, than basically loan me the money and have to give it back. So because everybody wants gold and silver, the people, once you create a network of people, and I've done videos on this before, as you create a network of people that appreciate gold and silver, it makes it to where you don't have to have that extra, dry powder as much. The other part of that comment, as I continued to read through it, was don't buy precious metals with anything but cash. I use credit a fair amount. I like the 5% cash back. And so I do that because it does give me the cash back that I can later use. I actually had a package come in the other day, probably a couple weeks ago, and it was 10 ounces of silver, but it was free. It was 10 free ounces of silver. Why? Because I had $300 and something built up in my cash back. But it's important that if you do buy something like this on credit, you don't want to have to pay the interest because you let the price sit there. And then after that, it's just a matter of sitting back, sleeping well at night, and knowing that you're going to be all right because you've taken the time to stack, you've prepped food, you've done what you needed. And it's not just prepping food, it's prepping a lot of different items. I have a small amount of batteries on hand. I'm not big on buying batteries, but I did at one time, and they're still good. I've been kind of using them up and not replacing the batteries just because I view the batteries as if nothing bad happens, it's wasted money if I don't use the batteries. Medical supplies are an awesome thing. Having an amazing first aid kit, having extra meds that you take. I always tell people there's a lot of ways that you can get the medicine that you need, essentially with ease. Let's say you're hypothetically, I got to say hypothetically on this one, let's say you got blood pressure pills or something prescribed to you, and your dog accidentally chews up the bottle and they refill it. They give you a refill. You might have to pay a little bit out of pocket, but that's okay because you'll have some spares if, the dog chewed up half of them. So it's, there's a lot of little things like that. Having food, water on hand. Obviously, everybody knows about food and water. Have a certain amount of security. Pews and lead and copper work great for that. We don't really talk too much about that on this channel because it's a no topic, obviously. So we don't really go into too much about that. It would appear that everything is just going to inflate. Everything you buy today is going to cost you more tomorrow. And I don't mean literally tomorrow necessarily, but in a week down the road, 2 weeks down the road. So if you can pick up deals on anything from silver to gold to extra food, if it's stuff you're going to use, canned goods, that type of stuff, or you're going to get into prepping and preserving it, you can do well. We could be literally going into a hyperinflation. And we've talked about that on the channel multiple times over the years. However, we haven't really talked a whole lot about hyperinflation too much lately because, it's hard to talk about a topic that is not really popular on YouTube. But now that we're seeing it more and more and more, that the prices aren't coming down. They're not going to do the right thing and raise interest rates. I mean, they're already talking lowering them 3 times this year. However, over the Friday meeting, we did hear Jerome Powell say he's not really in a rush to do that. He does still expect we're going to see 3 of them, but he's not in a rush because he's not seeing the data that he wants to see. But everything else is looking good. And, I mean, here it is. It's more dreams. It's more smoke and mirrors. They don't want to tell people what's really going on. I mean, the jobs numbers are down, despite what they might try to tell you. I was actually listening to the whole fundraiser that took place last week with Joe Biden and Barack Obama, listening to that speech. And, you know, it was kind of funny listening and talk because the economy's not good. It's, in fact, in my opinion, it's bad. It's really bad. But until people believe that, then that's it. We won't see much change. Once stuff sets in and people realize what's going on, then you're going to see the real markets. I mean, because we control the markets. We literally do. If we're buying gold and silver, we can drive the price up. If we're buying the stocks, it drives the price up. Now, I'm not suggesting anybody go out and corner the market, and nothing I say on here is financial advice, nor should it be considered as such. But it's literally supply and demand. And what are they doing? They are putting a huge supply on the fiat dollars. We're sending a lot of them overseas, but it doesn't change the fact that eventually they come back here. And as they come back here, we're seeing the prices continue to climb. And who gets first dibs on those dollars? The government. The government gets to spend them first at lower prices. But once they trickle into the system, everything gets more expensive. And it gets more expensive for us. You know, the average person's pay ain't going up, but yet prices are going up drastically. And little by little, they're squeezing us. You know, I feel good, though, at night when I go to bed because I think about the gold and silver that I've acquired at a cheaper price. And I know if I need a little bit of money, I could sell some, or essentially I could, I guess you could call it pawn, but I wouldn't really call it pawn since if I borrow against it, I could collateral it. But, you know, it's something to think about. I've been saying time and time again, community, a good group of people to surround yourself with, it really benefits you in the long run. If you need money or something hard comes up. So with that being said, I thank everybody for watching. I hope you guys take my advice, take a little time, put a little extra food away. It's not like it's going to go to waste. You can't really go wrong with having extra food. So with that being said, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys again on T-Square Talk. I hope you all have a great week. It's Monday morning. We're going to kick off a crazy week, I think. I'm curious to see how the stocks are going to play out today. That could really get interesting because that could bleed into the crypto markets. It could bleed into the gold and silver markets, and we could see some fireworks this week. I know a lot of people are watching what's going to happen with the whole eclipse. Could be some crazy stuff happening in that area, but we'll see how that plays out too. Just a lot going on to look at this week. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow, and y'all have a great night, great day, and I will see you guys again on T-Square Talk. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.